My husband suddenly filed for divorce after 5 years, but the truth I discovered changed everything. In today's video, we delve into a shocking and emotional story that centers around a woman's tumultuous experience with her husband, a journey that takes unexpected turns and reveals deep themes of betrayal and resilience. At first glance, her marriage seemed like a fairy tale. They appeared to be the perfect couple, sharing dreams and building a life together. However, beneath the surface, cracks began to form, leading to a shocking revelation that would change everything. The woman's world was turned upside down when she discovered her husband's infidelity, a betrayal that shattered her trust and left her questioning the very foundation of their relationship. This unexpected divorce not only marked the end of her marriage, but also the beginning of a profound personal transformation. As she navigated the painful aftermath, she found herself grappling with feelings of anger, sadness, and confusion, emotions that many can relate to when faced with such heart-wrenching circumstances. Yet, amidst the turmoil, she discovered an inner strength she never knew she possessed. This story is not just about heartbreak. It's about resilience and the power of self-discovery in the face of adversity. As we explore her journey, we invite you to reflect on the complexities of love and trust, and how betrayal can lead to unexpected growth. Join us as we uncover the layers of this woman's experience, highlighting her struggles and triumphs, and ultimately celebrating her courage to rebuild her life. This is a tale that resonates with anyone who has faced betrayal, reminding us all of the strength that lies within us, waiting to be awakened in our darkest moments. In the beginning, the woman's relationship with her husband was marked by a deep connection and shared dreams. She was a dedicated surgeon, known for her skill and compassion in the operating room, while he pursued a challenging career as an actor, navigating the ups and downs of auditions and rejections. Their backgrounds were quite different. She came from a family of medical professionals, instilling in her a strong work ethic and a commitment to helping others. He, on the other hand, grew up in a creative household that encouraged artistic expression, fueling his passion for performance. Initially, their love blossomed as they supported each other's ambitions, celebrating small victories and comforting one another through setbacks. However, as his acting career faced numerous challenges, she made significant sacrifices to support his dreams. Long hours in the hospital meant she often missed social events, but she never complained, believing wholeheartedly in his potential. She would attend his performances, cheering him on from the audience, and even took on extra shifts to help cover their expenses while he pursued his passion. Their initial happiness was palpable. They shared laughter, intimate moments, and a vision for their future together. They often spoke about building a life filled with love, adventure, and mutual support, reinforcing their commitment to one another. Yet as time went on, the pressures of their respective careers began to create a rift. While she thrived in her demanding profession, he struggled to find his footing in the competitive world of acting. Despite these challenges, the foundation of love and commitment they built during those early years remained a cherished memory, a reminder of the bond they once shared. The moment the husband served the divorce papers was one that would forever be etched in the woman's memory, a moment that shattered her world. She had just returned home from a long day at the hospital, exhausted yet hopeful to spend some quality time with him. Instead, she was met with an unexpected silence that hung heavily in the air. As he handed her the papers, her heart sank, disbelief washing over her like a cold wave. The words on the page felt surreal, as if they were written in a language she couldn't comprehend. Shock and heartbreak coursed through her veins, leaving her breathless and numb. In the days that followed, he explained his reasons for wanting a divorce, citing feelings of unfulfillment and a desire for freedom. He spoke of his struggles in the acting world, expressing that he felt stifled and believed that their marriage was holding him back. To her, these reasons felt like a betrayal, a dismissal of the love and commitment they had once shared. She had sacrificed so much for his dreams, and now it seemed as if all those sacrifices were in vain. Confusion enveloped her as she tried to reconcile the man she loved with the one who was now standing before her, a stranger who had chosen to walk away. The sense of betrayal cut deep, leaving her questioning everything she thought she knew about their relationship. How could he turn his back on the life they had built together? The emotional turmoil was overwhelming, a whirlwind of anger, sadness, and disbelief that left her feeling utterly lost. In that moment, she realized that the love she had cherished was now intertwined with a profound sense of loss, marking the beginning of a painful journey toward healing. One fateful evening, as the woman sat in her home, she found herself drawn to the hushed tones of her husband's conversation with a friend in the next room. Curiosity piqued. She quietly moved closer, her heart racing as she strained to hear their words. What began as innocent eavesdropping quickly turned into a shocking revelation that would change everything. As she listened, her heart sank with each passing moment, realizing that the man she loved was discussing plans that were far from innocent. He spoke candidly about his dissatisfaction with their marriage, revealing intentions she had never imagined. To her horror, she learned that he had been unfaithful, engaging in an affair that he had kept hidden from her for far too long. The betrayal cut deeper than any physical wound, leaving her reeling in disbelief. He described how he felt trapped in their life together, expressing a desire to break free from the commitments he had once vowed to uphold. The manipulation was evident. He had crafted a narrative that painted her as the villain in his story, justifying his actions in a way that left her feeling utterly powerless. As the truth unfolded before her, a wave of emotional turmoil crashed over her. Anger surged through her, mingling with profound sadness and confusion. How could he betray her trust so callously? The love they had built together felt like a distant memory, overshadowed by the weight of his deceit. She felt a mix of heartbreak and rage, grappling with the realization that the man she thought she knew had been living a double life. In that moment, she understood that the foundation of their relationship had been irrevocably shattered, leaving her to confront the painful reality of his betrayal and the uncertain path that lay ahead. In the wake of her husband's betrayal, the woman found herself engulfed in a storm of emotions, anger, heartbreak, and a fierce sense of betrayal that ignited a desire for revenge. The shock of discovering his infidelity had left her feeling powerless, but as the days passed, that powerlessness transformed into a burning determination. She began to plot her response, envisioning ways to reclaim her dignity and assert her worth. The thought of him living freely while she suffered was unbearable, and she resolved to take action that would make him realize the gravity of his choices. With her family and friends by her side, she felt a renewed sense of strength and resilience. Their unwavering support became a lifeline, reminding her that she was surrounded by love and that she had the power to rise above the pain of betrayal, ready to embrace a brighter future. As the legal proceedings of the divorce unfolded, the consequences of her husband's actions became increasingly apparent. The expedited divorce process was a relief for the woman, allowing her to move forward without prolonged uncertainty. Her husband's betrayal had not only shattered their marriage, but also led to legal ramifications that he could not escape. In the wake of the divorce, he faced sentencing related to his manipulative behavior and the deceit that had characterized their relationship. The court recognized the emotional distress he had caused, and the judge's ruling reflected a commitment to ensuring accountability for his actions. For the woman, the conclusion of the legal battles brought a profound sense of relief and closure. The weight of the past began to lift as she signed the final documents, marking the end of a chapter that had been filled with pain and betrayal. She felt a surge of empowerment, knowing that she had stood up for herself and had taken the necessary steps to reclaim her life. The legal outcome served as a reminder that justice had been served, and she could finally begin to heal. With the divorce finalized, she made the bold decision to sell her house, a place that had once been filled with dreams, but had become a painful reminder of her husband's betrayal. Selling the house symbolized her commitment to starting anew, shedding the remnants of a life that no longer served her. As she packed her belongings, she felt a mix of nostalgia and excitement, ready to embrace the unknown. This decision marked a significant turning point in her journey. With each box she packed, she envisioned a future filled with possibilities, free from the shadows of her past. The act of moving forward was liberating, and she felt a renewed sense of hope as she prepared to create a life defined by her own choices, surrounded by the love and support of her family and friends. The woman's journey towards healing and rebuilding her life began with a pivotal decision: to seek therapy. Recognizing that she needed professional support to navigate the emotional aftermath of her husband's betrayal, she found a therapist who specialized in helping individuals recover from trauma and heartbreak. This decision marked the beginning of a transformative process as she learned to confront her feelings of anger, sadness, and confusion in a safe environment. Therapy provided her with valuable tools to understand her emotions and develop healthier coping mechanisms, allowing her to gradually reclaim her sense of self. In addition to therapy, she made a conscious effort to prioritize self-care. She began to explore activities that brought her joy and peace, such as yoga, meditation, and journaling. These practices became essential components of her daily routine, helping her to reconnect with herself and cultivate a sense of inner calm. She learned the importance of taking things one day at a time, understanding that healing was not a linear process. Some days were more challenging than others, but she embraced each moment as an opportunity for growth. As she navigated this journey, hope for a brighter future began to blossom within her. She envisioned a life filled with possibilities, free from the shadows of her past. With each passing day, she felt stronger and more resilient, discovering new passions and interests that had long been overshadowed by her previous relationship. This newfound sense of self allowed her to dream again, and she started to set goals for her future, both personally and professionally. Through her commitment to healing and self-discovery, she realized that her experiences had shaped her into a more compassionate and empowered individual. The journey was not without its challenges, but she embraced the process, knowing that each step forward was a testament to her strength and resilience. With hope in her heart, she looked toward the future, ready to embrace whatever life had in store for her. In today's video, we explored the powerful journey of a woman who transformed her life from betrayal to empowerment. We began by detailing her seemingly perfect marriage, which took a devastating turn when she discovered her husband's infidelity. This shocking revelation led to an unexpected divorce, leaving her grappling with feelings of anger, confusion, and heartbreak. However, rather than allowing herself to be defined by this betrayal, she chose to take action, confronting her husband and ultimately seeking support from her family and friends. As the story unfolded, we highlighted her decision to pursue therapy and focus on self-care, emphasizing the importance of taking things one day at a time. Through this process, she learned to reclaim her self-worth and resilience, discovering new passions and interests that reignited her spirit. The legal outcomes of her divorce served as a catalyst for her healing, allowing her to shed the remnants of her past and embrace a brighter future filled with hope and personal growth. The key takeaways from her journey remind us that resilience is a powerful force and that self-worth should never be compromised. Her story serves as an inspiring reminder that even in the face of betrayal, we have the strength to rise, rebuild, and reclaim our lives. We encourage you to engage with this story by sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Have you experienced a similar journey of empowerment? We'd love to hear your insights. If you found this video inspiring, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking this video to support our community. Don't forget to share this story with others who may benefit from it. Together, we can foster a space of healing and resilience, reminding each other that we are never alone in our struggles. Thank you for watching. One pivotal moment came during a conversation with her father's client, a successful businessman who had once crossed paths with her husband in the acting world. As they discussed her husband's recent behavior, she learned about the opportunities he had squandered and the reputation he had tarnished. This conversation fueled her resolve. She realized that her husband's actions had consequences that extended beyond their marriage. She began to see the potential for exposing his true character, not out of malice, but as a means of standing up for herself and reclaiming her narrative. With each passing day, her determination grew stronger. She envisioned a future where she would no longer be defined by his betrayal, but rather by her strength and resilience. The idea of revenge morphed into a powerful catalyst for change, pushing her to take control of her life. She knew that she deserved better than the pain he had inflicted upon her, and she was ready to fight back. This newfound sense of empowerment ignited a fire within her, propelling her forward as she prepared to confront her husband and reclaim her life, determined to emerge from the shadows of betrayal and into the light of her own strength. The consequences of the woman's actions unfolded rapidly, sending shockwaves through her husband's life. After she decided to expose his infidelity and the manipulation he had orchestrated, the fallout was immediate. Within days, news of his unfaithfulness reached the producers of the movie he had been cast in, a role he had long coveted. The producers, concerned about the negative publicity and the tarnished reputation he had brought upon the project, swiftly decided to replace him. The loss of this opportunity was a crushing blow, one that he had never anticipated, and it left him scrambling to regain his footing in an industry that could be unforgiving. For the woman, witnessing her husband's downfall brought an unexpected sense of emotional relief and empowerment. The weight of betrayal that had once felt suffocating began to lift as she realized that she had taken control of her narrative. No longer a passive victim, she felt a surge of strength coursing through her veins. The act of standing up for herself had not only exposed his true character, but it also allowed her to reclaim her self-worth. She found solace in knowing that her actions had consequences, and for the first time in a long while, she felt a sense of justice. However, her husband's reaction was one of desperation. As he faced the reality of his lost role and the unraveling of his carefully constructed life, he resorted to frantic attempts to regain control. He reached out to her, pleading for forgiveness and promising to change, but his words felt hollow against the backdrop of his betrayal. He tried to manipulate the narrative, painting himself as a victim of circumstances, but she remained resolute, unwilling to be swayed by his desperate tactics. The emotional turmoil he had caused her was too profound, and she knew that this was her moment to stand firm, embracing her newfound strength and independence as she moved forward into a brighter future. The day of the intense confrontation arrived, and the atmosphere was charged with tension as the woman faced her husband for what felt like the final time. He entered the room, his demeanor a stark contrast to the confident man she once knew. The emotional breakdown was evident. His eyes were red-rimmed, and his voice trembled as he pleaded for forgiveness. "I made a mistake," he implored, desperation lacing his words. "I never meant to hurt you. Please, let's work this out." His vulnerability was palpable, but it only served to deepen her resolve. She had spent too long feeling powerless, and now, witnessing his breakdown, she felt a surge of empowerment that she had never experienced before. As he continued to beg for another chance, she stood firm, her heart steady despite the emotional turmoil swirling within her. "You had your chance," she replied, her voice unwavering. "You chose betrayal over love, and I refuse to be a part of your manipulation any longer." The clarity of her decision was liberating. She realized that she deserved more than empty promises and hollow apologies. In a last-ditch effort to regain control, her husband resorted to threats, his frustration boiling over. "You'll regret this," he warned, his tone darkening. "I can make your life miserable." But instead of feeling fear, she felt a sense of strength wash over her. His threats were nothing more than desperate attempts to intimidate her into submission, and she refused to be swayed. "You can't control me anymore," she declared, her voice resolute. "I am done living in your shadow." In that moment, she understood that this confrontation was not just about their marriage. It was about reclaiming her life and her identity. With her heart pounding and her spirit unbroken, she walked away, ready to embrace a future defined by her own choices, free from the chains of betrayal. In the aftermath of her husband's betrayal and the ensuing divorce, the woman realized that she could no longer navigate this tumultuous journey alone. Seeking support from her family and friends became a crucial step in her healing process. When she first shared the news of her divorce, her family's reaction was one of shock and disbelief. They had always seen her husband as a part of their family, and the revelation of his infidelity shattered their perception of him. However, their initial surprise quickly transformed into unwavering support. They rallied around her, offering love, understanding, and a safe space to express her feelings. The importance of having a solid support system during such tough times became abundantly clear to her. Her friends reached out with comforting words, reminding her that she was not alone in this battle. They organized gatherings to lift her spirits, providing moments of laughter and distraction that helped her regain a sense of normalcy. Each conversation and shared experience reinforced her belief that she was worthy of love and respect, and that she could rebuild her life. Among her family, her father's protective instincts were particularly pronounced. He was furious upon learning of his son-in-law's betrayal, and his desire for justice was palpable. He expressed a fierce determination to ensure that her husband faced the consequences of his actions. "No one treats my daughter like this and gets away with it," he declared, his voice filled with conviction. This fierce support from her father not only provided her with comfort, but also empowered her to stand tall against the challenges ahead.